everybody. My work will be about the philosophical aspects that can be found in Virgil Gheorghiu's literary work. Important personality of the Romanian exile from France, Virgil Gheorghiu, who lived between 1916 and 1992, is both an important and a controversial writer. Author of more than 40 books, some of them published posthumously because he left also two manuscripts finished but unpublished at the moment when he passed away, translated in more than 40 languages and screen, he still waits for being fully discovered. His novels, interviews, or essays contain important aspects both for literature, history, theology, sociology, and philosophy. About their relevance for the last enumerated domain, we will try to speak there. In this presentation of the Romanian or foreign space in his presentation of foreign or Romanian space in different times, Gheorghiu often criticized regimes like communism, capitalism, or Nazism, and speak about the ideologies that can be found beyond them. Also presents types society, the type society determined by each of them, and offers through thoughts with relevance for anthropology or social philosophy. In one of his late books, published in 1972, entitled The American Eye, the writer realizes a critiques of the American society. It must be of course said that, like many other Romanians, Gheorghiu was also among the ones who were waiting for the Americans to rescue them and their country from the communist domination, and was extremely disappointed when he found information about the historical events like Yalta Treaty, for example. From there, he will try to investigate the aforementioned society as a case study for understanding the societies of consume. Although his investigation will rather be one with sociological relevance, there can be also found interesting aspects with philosophical importance. For example, he speaks there about the factory society developing a concept that can be surely considered interesting for philosophy. He says there, and I quote, "The factory society does not accept individuals, personalities. The paradise of technology, the paradise of computer science can only survive as long as the people of the earth become uniform, standardized, absolutely identical to each other, like the teeth of gears and the parallelism of the railways like the parts of any car. People need to have uniform desires, uniform tastes, uniform needs, uniform breathing, uniform speed, uniform fate, and so on. To standardize humanity, satellites speak message day and night." I finish the quotation. References to topics like the factory society or the machine society can also be found in authors like Sartre or Camus, who develop them in a different way. The difference is that the Romanian writer prefers to not start from a concept and its abstract understanding, but from practical examples. In other words, he develops a rather pragmatic vision and uses sociological methods in understanding a concept relevant for philosophical space too. Utopic visions, similar in certain aspects with one of authors like Orwell, can be also found in his works. Gheorghiu sees different anthropological categories on the basis of elements like the homeland, education, influence of the neighborhood, or the relationship with spirituality and history. For this reason, books like his masterpiece, The 25th Hour, The Second Chance, or The Sacrifice of the Danube can be also considered for those areas of philosophical research that are interested as interesting works that speak about anthropology and have philosophical relevance. Sometimes he uses elements of exaggeration in his narrative works in order to speak about the way how communism or capitalism, for example, can contribute to the deterioration of the society. Such an example can be considered the following paragraph from The Sacrifice of the Danube, where, through the eyes of the main character, sees the complicity between two ideologies that they are apparently in contradiction in the destruction of society and human way of life. I quote, "Martin read the label again. His hometown, one of the most civilized metropolis in the world, the city that over the centuries has spread so much light on the earth, his city now makes the new light projectors to illuminate the emaciated bodies of prisoners, to illuminate the concentration camps of the Russians. The light made by the homeland of Joseph Martin in 1956, the last form of lights that his great civilized homeland from the West was still sending on earth. The observance of certain realities determines the Romanian writer to make in some situation his characters to think and use philosophical categories or ideas in their way of understanding the world. For example, he says, "The word murder is abusive," said Professor Joseph Martin. "It is a crime to give an unfortunate man a train ticket, bread, or a bed to sleep in. Then all monasteries and churches should change their name and no longer be called monasteries, no longer be called churches, because they defend those who are in danger. They should be called bandit nests, gathering place for criminals. I finished the quote. In conclusion, there can be surely said that Virgil Gheorghiu's work contains many philosophical aspects that, like in the works of other contemporary writers, like Solzhenitsyn, for example, can be used in order to develop systems of thinking or to see the world through the lens of philosophy. Thank you very much for your attention.